Hey everybody, here's our next unit that we're doing, and in our measurement we're going to talk about measuring length. And for this lesson we're going to do customary units of length. And what that means, customary units are the type of units we use in the United States. As it says here, length is a measurement of a line between 2 points. In customary units we use inch, foot, and yard. Those are the units that are part of the customary system of measurement for length. So those are ones that you've heard before, I'm sure. And when we talk about length, we either talk about it from side to side, or maybe we measure from top to bottom, like the height of somebody, okay? So I'm actually going to skip this example, and I'm going to do the other example first, because these will be the first ones that you have on your task cards, okay? It says example number 2, but it says choose the best estimate for the length of the caterpillar. All right, now I'm going to go back to that other page again, because at the bottom it gave us kind of a handy dandy little idea here that for customary units, an inch is about the length of a paper clip. So think about how big that is. A foot is about the length of a textbook, and really kind of like one of these notebooks, like your interactive notebook kind of things. These are about a foot from top to bottom. Okay, those are about a foot, not quite, maybe a little bit more. And then a yard is about the height of a chair. Probably about the height of the chair you sit in class is about a yard. It's not exactly, but it's about. And that gives you kind of an idea of those customary units of length. So for this example, it says choose the best estimate for the length of the caterpillar. So we got a caterpillar here. Do you think it's about 2 inches, about 20 inches, about 20 feet, or about 2 yards? So let's think about this. About 2 inches. Remember the size of a paper clip? Do you think the caterpillar would probably be about 2 of those paper clips long? I'm thinking maybe, but let's go ahead and look at these other ones. 20 inches, that would be 20 of those paper clips. And that'd be like way too long for this, right? And then it says 20 feet. Remember, 20 feet, that's about the size of a book. Can you imagine 20 of those books laid out? That's going to be way bigger than this caterpillar, right? And 2 yards, about as tall as 2 chairs. So it says a caterpillar is small, so inches are better estimate than feet or yards. Since 20 inches is more than a foot and is too big, the best estimate would be a 2 inches. Okay, so again, kind of keep in mind those measurement things. I actually put those into your task cards, these pictures right here. The pictures of the paper clip and the book and the chair, they're actually in your task card. So if you forget about what you think it might be, you can go back and look at those. Okay, so you've got a couple of these on your task cards first. Next on your task cards, you're going to be actually measuring. You're going to be measuring the length, and you're going to measure things to the nearest inch, to the nearest half inch, and to the nearest 1/4 inch. And you probably saw something like that on the video that you just watched. So let's see here. We're going to measure this fish right here. And it says the actual size of a neon damsel marine fish is shown. So I would say we're going to measure from about right here, right, to about right here. And you're going to actually get a ruler from your teacher, and you're going to put it down there and you're going to measure. So let's do this one together. Remember when I measure, I got to start at this 0 right here, right? I'm going to put this down a little bit farther, even closer so you can see. So I'm going to start at that 0 right there. And it goes from 0 to about here. See where it is? So here's 1 inch. Here's 1.5 inch. Here's 2 inches. So what inch would it be closest to? It's in between 1 and 2, right? So is it closer to 1 inch or is it closer to 2 inches? It's definitely closer to 2 inches, isn't it? Because it's past the half mark over here. So to the nearest inch, it would be 2 inches. Okay, so I'm filling that in the table right there. So let's look at this again, to the nearest 1/2 inch. So if I put this again, it's about right here. What's it closest to? 1.5 inch? I actually think again, if this is a half, this is 2/2, that's 1, right? And this is 3/2, that's 1.5. And then over here is 4/2, that's 2. I actually think if we're going to the 1/2 inch, do you see how this line is actually closer to 2 than it is to 1.5? I'm going to go with 2 inches again for the 1/2 inch. All right, now it says we're going to measure it to the nearest 1/4 inch. So let's put our ruler back up there again. Here's 0. And if you remember, this is going to be a 1/2 inch right here. Maybe I can mark it with this marker. That might be easier. 1/2 inch would be about right there. See that? And so this would be 1/4 of an inch. And this would be 1/4 of an inch. So this is 1 1/4, 1 1/2, 1 3/4, and 2. So when I look at this, what is that line at the end there closest to? Yeah, I'd say 1 3/4 inches. And I'm going to write this with my marker because my pencil just fell on the ground. So 1 3/4 inches. Oh, that's not very neat. Let me get my pencil. 1 3/4 inches. Like that. Okay? So, and your last 6 task cards, you're going to be measuring like this. All right, and let me show you what you're going to be measuring. You're going to go get one of these papers from your teacher, and it already has them marked off for you where you're going to measure from. So you will take your ruler, get a ruler from the teacher too, and then you're going to measure, and it already shows you from end to end how you're going to measure it. Okay? All right. So after you're done with this, do the first 3 task cards where you're thinking about what would be the best estimate. And then when you get to the next few task cards, you can go get one of these from your teacher and a ruler from your teacher. Okay? All right. Have fun with that.